Welcome over to Automotive World, everyone. I'm your host, Name Mystery, and we have some huge news out of Ford. It is another recall, and this one is actually dangerous, and we can actually see from the NHTSA website up here, Ford and the NHTSA are issuing an urgent, and this is seriously actually urgent. They are issuing a do not drive for the Ford Mustang in 2024. If you have this recall number, what we're going to do is we're going to get into it right now here. We're also going to go into why we have that do not drive number. We can see down here, we have this here. This is urgent for do not drive. This recall is for matching the recall we have down here, which is the loose brake pedal. That's from November 28, 2023. Because that is an older recall, we're actually not going to really cover that recall right now. We're going to cover the latest recall that we have here from June 3rd. However, Ford, depending on which vehicle you have, this recall we're actually about to see can actually result in fire. So there is a lot of recalls around the Ford Mustang right now. Depending on which one you have, they are issuing a do not drive. But let's get into the recall that we have here from June 3rd of 2024. This is for the Ford Mustang for 2024. The potential number of units we have affected is 8,161. And the issue that we have here is a melted clutch pressure line can result in the loss of drive power, increasing the risk of crash, which also can allow brake fluid to leak and increase the risk of fire in presence of an ignition source. So basically what we've got going on here is the Ford Motor Company is going to recall certain 2024 Mustang vehicles. The clutch pressure line, which may be improperly secured and may come in contact with hot exhaust components or any other hot components within that area, which can result in the melting of the actual clutch pressure line itself, which that in itself can cause a brake fluid leak. So it's kind of one thing leading to another thing, which can lead to just complete danger. This can lead to complete, not only do not drive, I mean, this could set your vehicle on fire and really cause some harm. The remedy that we have here is that dealers will inspect the clutch pressure line and repair it as necessary. That is obviously, as this is a recall, that is done free of charge. They're not going to charge you anything like that. Obviously, what you can do is you can go on the NHT's website. You can see if your VIN is specifically affected, or you can go on Ford's website, call your local Ford dealer, even go down to your local Ford dealer and see if any of these, or if your specific car and your specific VIN number is in this recall. This is really big because the Ford Mustang doesn't sell as many units as it once did, but it is one of the last few remaining muscle cars left. The Ford Mustang, as we saw earlier from the do not drive recall, for this recall that's under here from the loose brake pedal, the Ford Mustang has been under just a lot of scrutiny, and this is also affecting as well certain 2024 Mustang vehicles because the brake pedal assembly may become loose. But Ford has really been in a tough spot. They've had the most, some of, if not the most amount of recalls within the last few years. We recently covered on this channel here regarding things like the Ford Maverick and Broncos and even the Escapes and things, of Ford issuing recalls and then not actually fixing the recalls, actually trying to get around it, and not providing a real remedy to the recall, but actually making that recall even worse. So we have seen bad Ford recalls, from do not drives to catching on fire to where they issued recalls for bad things and then would brick the vehicle purposely, causing even more danger. So we've even seen where Ford issued a recall and didn't actually want to fix the recall. This is not a good look for Ford. Ford is a big company, right? They're not going to go out of business by this, right? I don't want to say that Ford's going out of business or anything, but every single time we do a recall update, and especially you can look on this channel, we have done multiple recall updates, and we do them all the time. We're going to continue to do them as recalls come out. But if you look at most of the recall updates on this channel, most of them are Fords, and Ford is, I don't know what's going on over there, but Ford is having a really really bad time, and especially too with the 2024 Mustang. Starting off with the do not drive warning for the loose brake pedal, which we then have another recall from this year, March 22nd, of a fuel supply line which can leak. That can increase and cause an engine stall, risk of crash, fire, death, and now we have that with the improperly secured clutch pressure line, which, obviously if that breaks, the brake fluid can leak. That can increase and cause a risk of fire, a risk of death, a risk of crash. But that has so many other issues, which, you wouldn't be able to tell down the line until those issues occurred in the vehicle. And so I'm really, really concerned just with the amount of recalls, what we've seen with Ford, and just because what we also saw with Ford last time, them issuing a recall, not even fixing the recall at all, but breaking the car to break it even more, and then now fixing it after that. I'm very, very concerned, and I'm questioning a lot of Ford's decisions. And I think this just sucks because, like I said, there's not really any... the Camaro's gone, Charger and the Challengers are gone in terms of the ICE ones. So Ford is kind of, if you really think about it, they're sort of the last American muscle car maker left, and this sucks because a lot of people buy Ford. It's a big company. You never want to see dangerous recalls and dangerous issues like this. But also too, the EVs are coming, and we don't know how long the Ford Mustang and the ICE configuration is going to last, but I'm not saying they're going to get rid of it this year because we know they're not. They're coming out with other models, but especially when you're kind of the last, when you're the last of the breed, when you were kind of like the first one and now you're the last one, it's like, this is not what you want to see, because this is not a good representation of Ford. This is not good representation of the Mustang and the heritage that the Mustang name has built up. And this also just isn't good representation of muscle cars, because when a lot of people think of muscle cars, a lot of people think of Camaros and Chargers and Challengers, but most people, 8 out of 10 people, are going to probably think of a Mustang. And when you see things like this, that's going to turn away people from wanting to buy a Mustang, wanting their favorite car, being interested in a Mustang. They're just going to think, oh, it's a piece of crap or something. So this is really, 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 this is a severe issue. And like I said, especially with Ford too, Ford has some of, if not the most recalls this year. So Ford really, really needs to get it together, because we already have a do not drive vehicle. We have a do not drive warning on this vehicle for a separate issue from last year, from the end of last year. We have another issue which can cause fire and things from 2024 and March 22nd, and now we have this. This is really, really not good. This is not a good start for the 2024 Mustang. Let me know what you guys and girls think down below of this. I hope Ford can get this figured out. I really hope that I don't have to do a story on this in like another few days or another week, where it was like with the Escape or whatever, and it's like, oh, Ford didn't fix the recall, they went around it, bricked it, and now they're trying to fix the original fix plus what the fake fix was. I really hope I don't have to do a video like that again. But let me know what you guys and girls think down below. If you guys are Mustang owners, have you ever had any of these, have you ever experienced any of these issues? If you do own a Mustang and you have experienced one of these issues in a recall, please let me know your experience down below in the comments, or you can also go on our socials as well, on Twitter. My email is there as well. You can email me, because I'd love to hear and just further try to investigate on this. But this really, really is not a good look for Ford. So let me know what you guys and girls think down below. This is going to do it for now, and like always, thanks for watching, everyone.